Hi there, you are tuned into Beauty and Braids, the podcast where I, Karyne, has conversations about all things relevant to personal growth and development. Just a heads up, I'm unfiltered. You're welcome. Listen, people, sound off, okay? So I'm getting my life together, okay? Getting it all the way together. Right now, I don't even know where my AirPods is. Nonetheless, the show must go on. Now, when I tell you, I'm just so in a place right now where people don't understand how much cutting is happening, okay? Like, cutting off game is on 1,000. Like, the minute someone sits there and try to confuse me, waste my time, got me feeling like, what the hell? Goodbye. I'm not going to argue with nobody. This is not at this age, at this time in my life where I'm working on my finances, working on my business, working on my friendships, my work, like, you know what I'm saying? All types of relationships and stuff. And I'm trying to get it all together. There are some forces out here that's trying to knock that off. And I'm like, I refuse. Okay, so let's listen. I know this is a place where I can talk about like beauty and braids, but listen, stress affects your hair so much. Like, you can literally lose your hair because of stress. Like, this is no small thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people don't really like, oh, when you venting, it's related. Okay? It's related. So, how I'm going to tell somebody XYZ, and then they going to come at me and be like, well, what? I'm confused. How are you confused when I clearly stated what it was and you agreed, and now you're confused? I'm confused. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're confused. I don't even understand why you confused. I'm confused. But you got, what you got to understand is that, let me pace myself because y'all probably listening like, what is going on? When people live in confusion, they are naturally just confused. They're just in the dark. They like to have other people in confusion and in the dark with them. They will complicate certain things when it's not complicated at all. Okay? And it's like, I'm not trying to like talk about like, you know, like really say what it is, but I think a lot of people look and then they think I don't have feelings. Like, I be like, I am a whole human that grew up in Brooklyn, New York. Things don't just miraculously disappear from. I have to deal and process with them. And I probably process a lot of the things in my life more than most because I'm always in my head. As a Virgo, I'm always thinking. I'm always analyzing, overthinking, and coming up with seeing perspectives from different angles, and then come up with the thing. Like, the decisions I make usually is not impulsive. Usually, never or impulsive. Like, there's something that I've been probably pondering on for years, months, weeks before I make that decision. Like, it has to make sense for me before I make that decision. And that's how I make it. But people will be like, oh, because I don't say anything when I'm thinking about certain things. I don't share that with people. Like, oh, so I'm thinking about this. And I don't need nobody's approval nor their opinion. So when people think that I made a decision on the whim, they don't realize that I'm having that conversation with myself in advance. I share a lot with people, but I share what I want. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I share just enough. Like, if I'm working on something, I'm working on it. I already know it's going to happen. I'm going to build it. I'm going to do it. But a lot of people tend to be in your business like, oh, so did you do that yet? Or I have an opinion. You could, let me add this to you or whatever. And usually they're giving advice from a place that they ain't never been. And you're like, I mean, you could keep your advice. You know what I'm saying? So... And I got to learn for myself. Like, sometimes I also give advice for people, and people don't necessarily want my advice. They want to learn on their own, and that's fine. But I want people to give me the same respect and courtesy of being quiet. You know what I'm saying? I'm learning myself to be quiet and let people do what they do. And I'll be like, because it's less stress for me when you do when you do it. I don't care no more. Like, congratulate you if you ever get it done. But at this point, I don't care. Like, I'm, it's just over making other people problems my problems. We're not doing that. I got my own, and I'm trying to break it down and budget my problems. Just like working on my finance, creating budgets, and, and now looking at my stuff like, whoa, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you start seeing like, wow, you were spending money on that and da-da-da. Okay, we're going to do this. We're going to change that. We're going to do that. It's better to see what things are going on. Also, where your energy is going. So, it's like my energy, I need to budget that. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to people who are trying to, you see the combative energy, you see the combative piece, like that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get you worked up. And you know what I'm saying? Like me, I talk to myself and I bring myself down. I speak to God the Most High, and I know He lives within me, so I'm speaking to myself. So I'll ask myself like, yo, is this worth it? Is this conversation worth it? And if the answer is no, then I just keep it moving. But if it's yes, like maybe there's a way where we can speak on it, I'm not going to keep going over the same thing more than once. I'm not. Like, people don't realize that with me. Like, I am a quick cutter. Like, if I be like, you know what? Bye. Like, I'm like, it'd be like, yo, what do you think I'm going to go back and forth with you for? What do you think? Like, you know what? Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for this. Thank you so much for what you've done in the past. Thank you so much. But at this point in my life, you are costing me way too much energy, time, patience, hair. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't about to lose no sleep nor no hair off of you. Okay, my edges matter. And that it is. Point, period, blank. Like, I don't do at this point. Listen, all I'm about is my high credit score, money in the bank, shopping trips, travel, exploring new things. Listen, hanging out with people who get it. Not with people I got to explain it to. Explain it. Not with people I have to explain myself to. Just people who get it. You ain't got to know, or you ain't got to believe in everything I say. But it shouldn't be a goddamn argument every time we speak. I better not be confused every time we speak, because first of all, confusion comes with lies. People be lying to themselves and they trying to mask it. Listen, in the truth, there is no confusion, period. If someone is telling you the truth, there's no confusion. If someone really loves you, there's no confusion, period. I'm not gonna sit here, argue, or question, or be in my head like, did this happen? Did they really? I don't know. Nope. I need full communication. I need it. I like no behind the bush, going around in circles. Look, what the hell? I noticed something about myself. Like, I'm a very, like, I have the patience. I'm working on it. But it's like when someone's having a conversation and then they're talking, and I sometimes cut them off with trying to finish their sentence. And sometimes if I finish a sentence, I'm like, oh my God, that's what you was trying to say. And I'd be feeling like I'm kind of reading their mind. So for me, it feels good. For other person, it probably feel like, they're cutting me off. But it's not my intention. But then, and sometimes when I'm irritated, I'll be like, get on with the goddamn story. Like, I don't need to go around the world with you in this conversation. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes the darker side of that thing that I thought was cute will be like, and that's what you did? Because I'm trying to rush. I admit in certain situations, I'd be trying to rush people. Like, say what the hell you're trying to say. The story is way too long. I mean, it don't even need to be that long. So there's sometimes I'm cutting the person off, and then sometimes I'm just, trying to see if we're all on the same page, and I'm mind reading. But when I'm in a happy mood and I'm happy and stuff like that, that's usually when I'm kind of trying to vibe with the person and I'm on mind reading. But if I look irritated, I'm really trying to shut your ass up. Like, I'm really trying to hurry it up. So it's all about my mood, and my mood never lies. Like, my facial expression doesn't lie. I look irritated when I'm irritated, and I look happy when I'm happy. Like, you know what I'm saying? If I'm smiling and I'm like, in a good thing, then I'm in a good mood. But I can't stand when a person tries to confuse me about my goddamn mood. Like, stop asking me if I'm okay when I'm okay. What the fuck? If I haven't come to you and be like, hey, don't come to me asking, are you okay? Well, what did I do, or what did I post that makes you feel that something's wrong with me? I think that question makes people not okay when you ask them, are you okay? The hell? You know what I'm saying? like ain't nobody Dr. Phil up in here. Like, are you okay? Like, sometimes people are projecting and they want you to ask them, are they okay? Because they feel nobody's asking them questions. So they'll ask you a question for you to ask them a question. And for me, at this point in my life, if you ask me a question, that's it. I'm not even going to ask you a question because I didn't even offer to ask you the question in the first place. So it's not going to be no manipulation with me or like mind games. Like, no. But thank you so much, guys, for allowing me to kind of vent. Like, I really, I cannot. Listen, my coworker, like, what? I'm like, yo, let me forward you this situation right now because I'm a little confused, and it's happening in all wakes of my life, where I'm looking at people like, what? Like, but listen, ain't nobody about to oh, listen, Linda. Oh, I'm done. I'm over here dancing up a storm. But yeah, look, it's crazy out here. Listen, keep your cool, keep your peace. People out here trying to steal it because they ain't got it. So if it don't feel right for you, let it go. Look, if 2020 didn't teach you nothing, it taught you that not everything is guaranteed, and you can live without certain things and certain people. Like, I mean, it's just crazy. Listen, my God. Have a good one, everybody. Stay blessed and COVID free. Thank you again for listening to Beauty and Braids. I'm your girl Karyne, and this has been another great day. Until next time, you'll hear from me then. In the meantime, please follow me on @Hair by Karyne, @Shop Braid Appeal, and @YTC Nonprofit. Get to know me a little bit better. Check them out. Bye.